All right, so let's talk about finding product opportunities, product ideas. So, how to find products to sell on Amazon and different ways to do product research. Just last year, I think it was last year, we just did a presentation about was it like 7 different ways how to find product ideas. So I don't want to repeat all that stuff. So just check out the previous presentation if you want to check also those. So thing is that there's actually a million different ways how to find product ideas, and it can be even so simple that just asking the supplier that, hey man, what else do you have? Like, what are the top new stuff popping up, and so on. So this is really like creative process, and this is also something that it's difficult to do if you're really stressed or if you're not in the right state of mind. But what I actually recommend for everyone is that, just make a habit out of it, meaning that, okay, just every day, just spend a bit of time. But not necessarily even every day, but at least a few times a week. Just take 15 minutes to find product ideas, just to browse on. You don't need to make it so heavyweight. Just simple ways that you just basically browse on Amazon and see what's coming up, what's going down, and so on. Because I know that this kind of can become this really struggle and really difficult for people, because it's so easy to make this such a burden, and that people feel overwhelmed with this, like, oh my god, it's such a difficult thing to find like great product ideas and so on. So thing is that if you just make it kind of like a routine and you do it like multiple times a week, it can be just 15 minutes every time. So then it will become much easier, and then it's pretty much like a skill like any that you just need to work on it to get better at it, right? Already, like, if you put hundreds, there's a saying that if you put 100 hours into something, then you will already become 90%, better than 90% of the population. And we can take the same concept here. Just spend more time with it in practicing it and developing your skill, then you will become better at it. So just take it one step at a time. And here I really want to emphasize this thing here, that what is the outcome of this? Is the outcome of this that now we have validated product ideas or whatever, or validated product? No. The outcome is that we only build a backlog. Outcome here is that we just have a spreadsheet or any kind of document that has like these bunch of ideas. Nothing else. So we are not even going to step one in the low risk, low budget approach. So everything in this presentation results into only backlog of product opportunity ideas. So the ideas are validated on paper only. So this cannot be considered as real product validation. So it's more like validating the idea, but not the product itself, if it makes sense. Because proper validation can be done only by selling on the marketplace. So getting real sales from real living customers and so on. Make sense? All right. So that's always super important to keep in mind. And by the way, there's so many people saying that, I just don't have time to focus on my business, and I'm not growing because I don't have time to put into it. I mean, you know, that they use it as an excuse. I haven't got any results because, you know, I'm not able to work on Amazon full time. But the thing is that most people don't work on it full time. I mean, uh, most people start, most of our actually students as well. I mean, they start selling on Amazon when they already have like another day job, so they are doing something else. And actually, the most ridiculous example is Riku. So he actually spends only 30 minutes per week on like managing his 7-figure Amazon APA business, and he has a like day job that he absolutely loves. So he's not going to stop quit his job. So he has pretty very limited amount of hours he can put into it. But yeah, I mean, this is interesting survey from Jungle Scout. So most sellers and brands manage their Amazon business in 4 to 20 hours per week. And the number of sellers who report spending just 4 hours or less on their Amazon business each week increased like last year. So just to keep in mind that even if you have a full-time job, even if you have so many other stuff going on in your life, I mean, you can still do it because the thing is that how do you actually use those hours? Like, are you doing things that actually make your business go further and always take steps ahead? Okay, so today we're going to learn about what's the importance of product research, these different ways to do product research, tips and tricks, and then also giving some free tools that don't cost you anything. Because, okay, there's so many people saying that, oh my God, I mean, I need to spend so much in different tools. Oh, I need to buy Helium. I need to buy Jungle Scout. Oh, I need to buy Datadive. And oh, I need to do this and that. And well, I mean, la di da. I mean, there's also free options. So you don't necessarily need to have all these different tools. So again, don't use it as an excuse saying that, oh, I mean, I cannot find product ideas because, oh, I don't have the paid tools, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. I mean, there's a good saying that, okay, you can either have results or excuse. So it's basically up to us to always decide that, okay, what are we going to get out of this? So yeah, blah, blah, blah. What's the importance of product research? I mean, okay, analyze these products' needs using data, avoid relying solely on personal preference. We all consider the demand, competition, profitability. And actually, that's the most common thing, most common mistakes that people go for. It's not that there's a lack of demand and they go into something. No, it's usually that they go with a product that's way like highly competitive, meaning that every product listing is doing has amazing images, has really good copywriting and blah, 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 and excellent price. So how are you going to compete with that if you're just starting out? It's going to be pretty damn difficult. Or another common mistake is that you're just guessing, or you're making assumptions based on your personal preference, that like, I'm sure that people will love this. I'm sure that people want the best product. I'm sure people want everything. I'm like, they're going to appreciate because this is so much better than all the competitors. But you know, people don't even want the best product. They just want, price is the main deciding factor, because I mean, best product would be nice, but most people are not willing to pay for it. So they just want a good enough product that, you know, meets their needs, and then they want to get the best price, right? Unique ideas, actually not even the best price, but just the price that they are comfortable with. Yeah, I mean, unique ideas may not succeed without the market demand. And if you're just starting out, then you don't want to be in that situation that you need to create the demand. Okay, I mean, if you're some kind of if you have a lot of expertise and you're some kind of guru in like external traffic and doing these like viral campaigns on TikTok or whatever, then okay, fine. I mean, maybe that could be an option, but for most of people, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you choose to go with such a difficult road? No, I mean, just take the path of least resistance and go where the barrier of entry is actually the easiest in the beginning. So demand, competition, uniqueness, profitability. And yeah, I mean, so many product ideas are killed by profitability, meaning that, yeah, I mean, we could do so much better product than what the market already has. Oh yeah, we could do this and these and things. Oh, and actually we could make such a better branding. Oh, such amazing packaging and everything than anyone else. But okay, fine. Are people willing to pay the higher price? Probably not, which means that we would not be able to make any profit with it. So it wouldn't make any sense. And actually often in this price range, typically shipping is gonna cost more than the actual product. So that's why we need to know numbers before even proceeding. So key considerations for successful product research on Amazon: competition analysis, market trends, keyword research, profitability, differentiation, sourcing, logistics, regulatory compliance, customer reviews and feedback, and seasonality. So yeah, let's just dive into it. Like different ways to do product research. So keywords: Cerebro, Black Box, bestsellers, Amazon new releases, Amazon search bar. So, and then pattern, product method, social media and forums, Google Trends, customer feedback and surveys, TikTok, and so on. Okay, so let's go through it. Keywords. So this is a super simple way on looking at, okay, what's the likelihood for demand? What's the search volume for different kinds of keywords that there are? So let's actually try to find a keyword where there would be good enough demand. So this is used to really identify these popular keywords that customers use when looking for products on the platform. So, okay, how do you do that? Well, I mean, just identify these relevant keywords, and it's just a simple way to do it. That let's just, just choose the niche. Like, okay, I'm gonna look into dog toys or whatever. Okay, I mean, then start browsing and see what can you find. Then utilize tools like Helium 10, Jungle Scout, search for keywords frequently and used by customers in the product needs, and look for terms with high search volume and relevance to the product that you are actually considering. But the thing here is that you start with the keyword, meaning that you don't have any product, you're just trying to find ideas. And this is actually a thing that it's kind of going to be more important in the coming years. So this is like being really specific. So let's say that you would have a certain like dog toy, but it's something. Well, I cannot come up with any kind of name for that these toys have. But let's say that it's a toy for these like aggressive chewers. So this means that we actually take something that is already going to be customized for certain usage, meaning that okay, if it's for aggressive chewers, then it means that okay, it needs to be pretty sturdy. It needs to be able to cope with pretty aggressive handling and sharp, big teeth and strong biting and everything. So it's completely different if it's just a toy that, you know, is a smaller dog or bigger dog, or then something that is required. Yeah, I mean, it takes like mental capacity from the dog, meaning that it's not just biting. It's not just this, you know, this manual labor kind of thing. They actually need to think about that. Okay, how am I going to, how are they going to solve it? How are they going to get the treat or whatever? And that's basically a niche of its own. Like we can see there's a keyword like dog toys to keep them busy. So what does it mean? I mean, the thing is that often, like if you have a dog, then sometimes some of them really want to have these kind of creative or some kind of like toys which requires them to put the mental power into it, meaning that they need to think, which usually results in that, you know, they're going to be more tired afterwards, which is what, you know, what you want. You want that your dog is kind of like relaxed at home and not raging and biting everything, right? So this is actually one thing that it's going to be super more important in the coming years, that it's not enough just to pick a niche. You would be actually more successful if you just go like a layer deeper and start thinking about specific usage for specific product for specific purpose. Same thing like some months ago we were talking about, like I was talking about different product ideas, like different kinds of oils, like then nowadays it's easier than ever to start like customizing these things, meaning that you would customize a certain oil, like certain body oil for a certain purpose. Like, okay, maybe you have certain dryness or certain rash or whatever. So basically AI also gives us the ability to do a lot more creativity in this that wasn't really possible previously. So this is actually something that it's going to be even more important in the coming years. And it's definitely something that if you learn to do it well, I mean, it will definitely pay you off, because it will give you this like competitive advantage. Okay, yeah, Cerebro. I mean, that's just a reverse async research tool for analyzing this competitor product listing, providing insights to really help identify these effective keywords used by these competitors. So IQ score, total keywords, word frequency. So it's pretty simple to use. So you just select marketplace, enter the asins and apply filters, and then just to review the summary and analyze these results and export this data. Then black box. I mean, with black box, you are just able to set certain parameters, certain criteria for your for your search, meaning that okay, it needs to have less than this amount of reviews. Oh, it needs the price and the range needs to be this and so on. So it's an option. How do you identify these opportunities? You know, just to you get an overview of the kind of like how you are able to see that, okay, maybe there are some hidden gems or something like this. So basically the way you use it is you just set the filters and then basically look at the data that spills out. So it's pretty straightforward. So next thing is that, I mean, just browsing, like I mentioned, okay, if you consider it sometimes, okay, I mean, so many people make this such a heavyweight process, but let's have a lightweight. Let's take like super lightweight approach. Okay, I mean, just install the Amazon application on your phone, and whenever you have idle time like let's say you're waiting on a line or something. I mean, just so open your phone and just start browsing Amazon and just, just build that habit and see what's going on there. So start looking into different bestsellers. Oh, okay, what kind of products are like in high demand here, and start thinking, well, why are these in such high demand? Like, what's going on in all these different categories? So what are the bestsellers in home and kitchen? Cool. Okay, what about in beauty and personal care? So you start like just build the habit of, okay, now I have a few minutes, so just take your phone and open Amazon and then just browse it like this and just look at different bestsellers, different newcomers, and so on. So there's really no excuse saying that I mean, I haven't found any product idea yet because I haven't had the time to look into it. Come on, just do this one thing, spend a few minutes whenever you have some idle time. Then I mean, but the point is not here that you look in the bestsellers and then just pick one and boom, okay, that's my product. Yeah, no. That's kind of like recipe for disaster. No, the point is to build this creative thinking process that, so these things are in high demand. And the most important question is to ask then why? Why are these in demand? Like, what's going on there? So let's say that, okay, these kind of pillow things, these kind of, what is that? Stain and soap scum resistant. Oh, that's number 6. What's going on there? What is this? So this is some kind of leak plastic sour liner clear. Well, why is this in such demand? Like, oh, okay, it was in demand like last week, so why is it climbing up like this? So what happens here, like if you just do this, or let's say that the point of this is not that you just open the list and pick one. No, I mean it's to start building this thinking process that, okay, let's look into trends, let's understand the demand, and let's uncover this and possibly like uncover these potential product opportunities that we could go with. But this is even more like interesting. Like spend time in looking to what new releases. So this is something that was just recently launched on Amazon. So then, we can see that, oh, okay, so these products here, I mean, these are just released and they are getting traction. So why is that, like, and what's going on there? And is there something that, I mean, maybe I could do as well? Or it could, create this inspiration for you that, okay, I'm going to be getting something similar, or it just like give you the idea that, I mean, this seems super cool, and this seems also something that I want to do that as well. So recently released and training products across various different categories. So you basically have those Amazon bestsellers, new releases, and then trends, demand, niche research, competitor analysis. But like I mentioned at the beginning, the point here is that you create the backlog. So the outcome is that it's just a spreadsheet. So it's not about start like already this validating at this stage. No, I mean, it should be that, oh, okay, this seems pretty interesting, so just add it to your spreadsheet and just move on. But then like actually taking these ideas further, I mean, that it's just more simple to do it at a different stage, meaning that, okay, today I'm just going to be like browsing on Amazon and then just filling my backlog of product opportunity ideas. Then, okay, next week I'm just going to be further analyzing those ideas and so on. So the point is that we should always have a backlog of product opportunities that we could launch next. So it doesn't mean that we are going to be launching all these if ideas. No, I mean, we should absolutely have a list of like minimum of 50 different ideas, but then we take some time to like further analyze those and then demand on, okay, I mean, this seems pretty good. Okay, fine. Maybe let's see how can we source this, and let's see that, oh, okay, I can take like 50 units of this and just send it to Amazon and see what happens. But the point is that you always want to work from a list. You always want to have this backlog, so you don't end up in this situation. Well, okay, cool. Now I could. It's time to launch a product ASAP, but I don't have any idea to work with. I mean, that's the situation that you basically want to avoid, right? Yeah. Yes. So I mean, then definitely like using this Amazon search bar. It's super simple. I mean, just input different keywords, phrases related to the niche to see that, okay, what do we have going on here? What are the suggestions that we see here? And again, this is super simple to do. Like, let's say that, like whenever you have some idle time, let's say you're in a store and you're queuing, you're on a queue or whatever, or you're sitting on a commuting to somewhere. I mean, just open your phone and start typing different words and see what's going on there. So discover existing products, assess competition, gather insights into consumer like preferences. So keywords, review suggestions, analyze results, explore these related searches with fine search, then take different notes, right? And yeah, then passion product method. What is it about? Point is that, like, if you have experience, expertise in a certain niche that you can actually sell a product on, then I mean, it's pretty much like madness if you don't consider that maybe to sell something on that specific niche, because I mean it can definitely be a like huge competitive advantage. Like let's say that, okay, I start selling something in the golfing niche. I have never golfed in my life. I have no idea. I have no expertise. I don't have any experience. But let's say that I enter this golfing niche, and so okay, so someone who already has that expertise, then oh my God, I have pretty long way to catch up just to understand the market and to see that what they're doing. I mean, obviously, I will be able to do that. Let's say like after pouring those 100 hours into it, then I will be decent in the in the golf in some subcategory of the golfing niche, but still it's just going to take me excessive amount of time compared to someone who has been doing it already for years and years, knows all these products and knows what kind of language to use for the customers, and knows like what appeals to the customers, and knows also like to really evaluate. I mean, such a simple thing like evaluating samples. Like, okay, if I'm entering this new niche, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily even have the competence to know that, well, I mean, is this good sample? I mean, or is this not? I mean, is this something that people are happy with, or are they going to get upset with me for selling these carpets, right? So that's why, considering what you already have going on, like your personal interest, hobbies, or passions, I mean, that definitely makes sense to look into. Let's see. Yeah, Vilma is saying makes absolutely sense. Yes, absolutely, because you have the knowledge, you have the expertise in this area, so you can actually use it to build that competitive advantage. So then it just means that you start, but again, we want to do actually validation, and we don't want to create the demand. I mean, nobody wants to create the demand. No, we want to tap on to existing demand. So that's why you always need to do the research and make sure that, someone actually cares about the thing that we think of selling. So brainstorm different product ideas, validate the ideas, develop the product, and launch and market product. But still, as always, I mean, when you do it with a low risk, low budget approach, I mean, just send those 50 units and see what happens. Because the worst case scenario is that, okay, you go with 500 units, you send those to Amazon, but then you're not getting traction. You have difficulties in getting reviews. You have you're overspending on advertising. You need to spend a lot of money on the images, and then you need to pay copywriting as well. But still, you're not making so many sales. And okay, now Amazon just started to increase your storage fees and so on. So then, and you still have you're selling 2 units per day, and you have 500 units, which means that you're going to be selling those units for a long time. So that's a recipe that you just want to avoid. Okay. Yeah. Social media forums, just gather information about insights about these product trends and consumer preferences. So like I mentioned, I guess it was already last year, we made this presentation about, was it 7 different ways how to find product opportunities. So one of those ways was also to check out these specific Instagram accounts that are all the time giving innovative ideas. So the thing is that there's a million different ways how to find product ideas. So don't get just fixated on thinking that no, there's only one way. No, I mean there's a million different ways, and it doesn't mean it's the right way or wrong way. It means that there's a lot of different options and a lot of approaches to go for it. So different groups, different forums, just checking out, okay, what's happening there, what are people talking about, and ask questions. And here it comes down to the expertise things. If you already have experience on a given niche, then you can easily already where people hang out, and already what kind of language to use, and you can tap onto the knowledge of these different groups, forums, or whatever, and ask them different questions, conduct different polls and surveys, and typically people are really happy to help. And you can also monitor competitors, stay updated on trends and so on. So Google Trends, when you get an idea for something, I mean, you can also explore different ideas. Okay, what's going up, what's going down, and if you're further analyzing some idea, then okay, maybe take a minute to just check on what's going on with Google. So is the trend coming down, or is it increasing, or at which stage is the the product life cycle? Because if it's hitting the maturity, then eventually it's gonna go to decline, and then sooner or later there's not gonna be any interest for it. So access Google Trends, keywords, just look at the different graphs, what is it telling, compare different keywords, and make basically decisions based on that. And then, I mean, we have actually so much information directly on Amazon on these different reviews and feedback, and oftentimes people are giving suggestions regarding this. So you can actually gather not just get new ideas for new products, but also thinking about ways how to, how to build the X factor for your product and what could be like the competitive advantage and so on. So gathering these insights directly from Amazon customers to really, get more understanding about the preferences, satisfaction levels, and the purchase behavior. So, I mean, nowadays this is easier than ever because of AI. So we can just, get all this stuff, export it and just dump it into an AI and, then then make AI to brainstorm different things. Summarize it, give us some suggestions, and also like make AI to give us like prototypes, what could we do based on like here's what people are complaining about these and these top products or in these needs. So what could actually be something to develop. And yeah, so we already mentioned like several like IT accounts that we can look into, but another thing is like TikTok product research. There's this that hashtag, and nowadays even in Finland there's this, what's the store called where kids go crazy about this, and it seems like women as well, like yeah, it's called normal. So they are heavily are basing their product selection based on TikTok. So they are there's this hashtag like TikTok made me buy it, and if you're walking to that store, and unfortunately I need to be at that store often, like when I'm with my spouse and daughters, they always want to go there, and I'm always like, do we really need to go there? Yes, we need to go. Fine. So then I'm grumping and then taking a look like, what are all these different products there? There's a million different products, and it's basically so much based on what's going on with TikTok. So latest thing. So similar way we can use the platform to discover these trending popular products on Amazon. So how to do it? Just browse it, type this like for example Amazon Trends 24, Amazon Trends, or keywords then related to different trendy products. And okay, when you find something that what is this product here? This seems kind of interesting. So then you go back to Amazon and check data for this product. And then you can use Magneto, Cerebro, or other tools to just kind of analyze the results, and then you just dump it into your backlog. So always have your backlog filled with different product ideas. So all the time you want to have like at least like 50 different product ideas, because the point is that you don't want to end up in a situation also like, okay, now I'm ready to launch a product, but you have nothing to, you don't have any ideas, right? Okay, so this was actually interesting thing. So profitable categories, categories with most profitable sellers, and this is also based on Jungle Scout 2024 survey. So it's sellers sell in multiple categories. So this is just based on their answers that, okay, what are the different, what are the most popular categories? So beauty, home, kids and clothing, and so on. Electronics 20, health, baby care 21% of sellers. But I would say that this doesn't really tell you anything. You cannot really make any direct conclusions based on this, meaning that, yeah, okay, so I will go to beauty and personal care because that's 30% of sellers. No, it's just something to keep in mind that, okay, the category that you end up in, is that the right place for you, and so on. Like office products, okay, it's 17%, so there's not going to be necessarily like that majority of competitors and so on, but it doesn't make mean that it's not good category, or it doesn't mean that it's good category either. This is just just treat this as data, right? So yeah, let's also go through like products to avoid and exclude from consideration. So like I mentioned, the most common mistake is going to oversaturated items, where the product listings already have like amazing images, they have amazing amount of reviews, they have amazing copywriting. So first question is always to ask yourself that, okay, is there room for you in the first place? Is there room for you? Is there room for me? Well, there's like 10 different product listings and they all look amazing, and they all have like good like pricing. So okay, well, maybe not go there, maybe actually consider something else, right? Then low margin items, yeah, seasonal stuff, but actually seasonal stuff, okay, fidget spinner, that wasn't really seasonal, that was more like a trendy thing. I remember like when it started, like the price was 12, 15, maybe in $16 or whatever it was, but then it ended up being like $3, meaning that obviously you shouldn't be in that niche, because are you able to sell it for $3? Well, if you're not able to make profit for that, then obviously that's not the kind of product that you want to go with. But seasonality is not a bad thing, because let's say that your product has a season, as long as that's something that you understand and you know how to deal with, then it's not necessarily a bad thing. So, because also one thing is that, what's the best season to rank summer products? It's in the winter. And what's the best time to rank holiday and, winter products? But it's during summer when there's no demand. So you just need to do a bit more than, it's so much easier to add a bit of demand there, and you can easily like buy your way to the top, right? Then heavy or oversized items, furniture, metal racks, heavy, solid, and wooden products. Yeah, if it's your first product, but also we have like students who's selling these computer racks. So that's also something that you can make your like, this computer like server racks. So it's also something that you can make your like competitive advantage. So it depends. Again, like with him, he had this expertise on this specific area, and he had the ability to source it with the lowest possible price, and also knowledge on what kind of language to use, how to really resonate with the buyers, and this kind of server rack. It's pretty boring item. Like it's hard to imagine building this wonderful story brand for such a boring item as that, right? So that's why it can also be a great opportunity, because most sellers are not going to go there because it's not a sexy item. So most people that become Amazon sellers, they always think that, yeah, I'm going to go with some sexy product that is everyone wants it, and TikTok is going to go crazy for my product and so on, which means that they are not going to go for something boring as a rack, right? Yeah, but with heavy items, well, actually his item wasn't heavy. It was just this metal rack, this smaller one. But if you're selling bigger ones, then I mean, you need to ship by sea, which is going to add another layer of complexity. And in the beginning, you definitely don't need more complexity, okay? Then legally safe, compromised products, counterfeit designer handbags, yeah, patented products and so on. By the way, I remember there's one seller, 8-figure seller was telling me like story how he started, like when he moved to US, was that this was before he started selling on Amazon, but he was basically ordering large quantities of counterfeit items. Like it was also like these designer handbags and whatever. I mean, he was just trying to find a way to, survive, to be able to, pay rent and buy food and whatnot. So he was super early stage at his career. I mean, this business career. So he found this opportunity that, hey, I mean, I can get these items for so cheap from whatever, like East Europe or Asia or whatever, and then just import to US and sell it for a lot of money in the US. And he was doing some batches of that, and it started to take off. Then suddenly, one sunny day in Florida, in Miami, the doorbell rings, and who could it be? So he went to the door and opened them. It was the customs officers who were not happy at all, and they were basically threatening to open a lawsuit against him for bringing counterfeit items to US. So, which basically, I mean, in the end, he was able to, avoid it, and he didn't go to jail, and he didn't end up like paying hefty fines. But that gave him a lesson that, okay, I'm not going to be cutting corners anymore. I'm not going to be selling anything else than like 100% legal. So that's a good lesson for sure. But yeah, I mean, praisable fragile items under $10. I mean, if you're selling under $10, it's it has a lot of issues. One, the least not being that Amazon can flag it as this like add-on product, which means that it cannot be bought separately anymore, meaning that you can only buy it along with other products. So if you get that assigned to your product, then your sales are pretty much going to go down overnight. Safety issues. Well, toy gun, I don't know what. Well, I guess, yeah, it could also have some safety claims. There are medical devices, cleaning products, insect repellents, and here it really depends like what kind of product it is. And for example, Alvara, who one of a student who made a 7-figure exit. I mean, he was basically selling this machine for like repelling. I mean, he sold his brand for Casio, and it was this insect repellent machine. And I remember the time that he developed this product. It was also at the time like when Amazon started like adding all these different requirements into this niche, meaning that okay, so first of all you need to have a US entity. Well, no problem, he just set up a US entity. Then it also started, okay, so now you need to have also this person doing some kind of certificate and some kind of exam in US. And also, I mean, Amazon added all sorts of like obligations and requirements for this niche. I mean, it wasn't a problem. He just did all that, but it also meant like it was quite a bit of a hassle in order to get it done. But for example, for him, I mean, it became a competitive advantage. He developed the product for quite a bit, and when these all these requirements. When Amazon applied all these different requirements, I mean, actually, pretty much all the Chinese sellers were not able to apply those. So then Amazon just, shut down all their listings, which meant that Arva's listing actually was the only product listing in that search term for quite a while, which meant that he started like doing like $1 million per month with his only with one product. But that's also something to keep in mind, that if you're selling something that has this kind of legal, well, not even legal, but just some kind of like regulations or whatever, or any kind of license stuff that maybe the law doesn't require, but what Amazon requires, then it's gonna take a bit more effort, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, what products to exclude? Yeah, I mean, masks, sanitizers, towels, pillows. I mean, these are just super basic and generic. I mean, that's not the first thing that you should start doing. And here, when we're talking about just validating the product idea, so this is different from validating the product, like I mentioned here. Here, you're just checking into if that, okay, is this is like step 0 before even launching anything. So you just check that there's a certain amount of listings on the page, not too many reviews, that the sales are not seasonal, or if it's seasonal, then that you already know that, hey, this is going to be a seasonal product and I'm totally fine with it, and I know how to deal with these seasonal issues, because I know this niche inside and out and whatever. Okay, fine, makes sense. Then 5 pages, relevant results, repetition, review rating, no dominance, big brands on page 1. And actually, if you see that, one thing to also understand is that where is the traffic coming from? Like, in many cases, it can be that, okay, there's like one clear winner here, but I mean, they are doing a lot higher than everyone else. It might be actually that they're just bringing their traffic from TikTok or whatever. I mean, they're using external traffic. So that means that you even if you're number 1, you're not going to be getting the same amount of traffic, because this certain listing is working on their own to get their listing, or I mean, get their traffic, right? So that's something to take into consideration. And yeah, certain keywords, weight, blah, blah, blah. Patterns, yes, we already talked about patterns last week. And margins, yeah, okay, let's move on. Okay, so like I mentioned that there's already like 3 tools that you can use. So okay, let's say that you don't have these paid tools or whatever. I mean, don't use it as an excuse. There's like 3 options how to. There are 3 ways how to find product ideas. One being that you're just browsing on Amazon, and also there's 3 tools that you can use as well. So this tool here, I mean, it just predicts the monthly sales volumes. I mean, this Jungle Scout sales calculator. Okay, Helium 10 profitability calculator. I mean, okay, this is a paid tool, but it just assesses the potential profitability and factors these different fees, selling on Amazon and shipping, and access to this Google Chrome extension. And actually, this is super. I think this is important to do as well, because some of these categories are gated. So, I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it just means that okay, fine, this is a gated category, so that means that you need to get ungated. So simple, super easy way to do that, I mean, it's just directly on Seller Central, is that, okay, add the product type the name there. I mean, select this condition new, and you want to see this sell yours or sell this product. If you see apply to sell or request for approval or listing limitations apply, then okay, there are some limitations or it's a gated category and so on. So as I mentioned, it's not a deal breaker, but you know, they need to take it into consideration. FBA revenue calculator, it helps sellers estimate the potential revenue and fees associated with selling a specific product on the platform. Keepa as well. I mean, price history charts, price drops, price whatever, daily drops, browser add-ons and so on. And last week we already talked about patents, but you know, such fast way to do that is also, I mean, just Google patents, and you know, you just enter the keyword and check it out. And also old school way of checking the these units competitors selling per day. I mean, you know, at the number here, and then just add to cart, and then just check it the same next day that okay, same time next day that okay, what's the quantity that it actually shows there. And you know, then you just compare these quantities that okay, what's the potential units that are being sold here.